Here we have the Omega 1500 watt iron. It has rapid heating. It has a ceramic coated non-stick sole plate that also a burst of steam to be pushed out by pushing these buttons right here. So this one's for steam, and the other one is for spraying out water to allow you to iron out any creases. You also have the control knobs, so you can set it for steam, eco, or you can do a self clean. So this is to help clean any carbon buildup. Also feel free to use the user manual because it gives clear indication as to what each symbol is for, even though they're kind of self-explanatory. Alright, so here we have the opening where you can put your distilled water. This will limit the amount of carbon buildup by using distilled water. You pour it in there. I'll show you the container that can be used. You get this container with the iron, so very useful. Alright, so moving on to the control knob section. Here you can use this to control the temperature from maximum to minimum. And just to show you from a different angle. But before I get into actually talking about it, alright, let us just look at the build of the iron. It's a very sturdy build. I love how it feels. It feels very nice in the hand, not heavy. You can easily maneuver it on your fabric. Of course, the tip is very nice. You can use it in between your buttons. Lovely build. And here is something that we tend to take for granted: the length of the cable. Too often you're ironing and the cable is not long enough and it gets in the way, but this is a pretty reasonable length, and I'm able to maneuver ironing without having the cable obstruct me. Alright, so getting back to the body of it, so let's get to plugging it in and pouring some water inside so we can have that water for the steam. And just something to note, on the side you have the capacity, so you have the max right there at the top. Alright, so let me just get to pouring, and I'll just show you how you can monitor that as you fill it. Alright, so here's the container with water. Let's pour it in. You take your time, that way you don't end up splashing the place. Alright, so it may take up to 2 fills to get it completely filled up. Okay, let's take our time. Alright, so let's get to the second. I just want to show you the max and where it is currently. It's literally down now, a good distance down, so I need at least probably 2 more. Alright, so here it is, full to the top. Let's lock it back. Alright, so it's currently on right now, and it's at the minimum heat temperature, so I can literally touch the iron. I'll show you. Can I touch it? It won't burn me. It's hot. It's getting hot, but it's not so hot that it just burns me instantly. Alright, so now I'm going to change it. So you just turn the knob to cycle through the various options. So you have synthetic, and then you have wool silk, you have cotton, and you just see it as I turn the knob some more. Alright, and of course you have max, which is linen. But just to note that it can be used on jeans, and it can be used on other material like rayon mixture or nylon. Alright, so let's put it back to where I want it to be. and let's get to ironing. But before that, let me just take it off eco and put it on steam. So it's steam, I'm getting that steam flow, right? And you can bring it back some more to get more steam, but it's not a fixed position, so I prefer just putting it in the steam and then of course using the steam button. So here is the shirt that we're going to be using. As you see, it's all wrinkled. Alright, so just showing you various wrinkles on it. So when I do iron it, you can actually see the difference. Alright, so I'm going to start with the sleeve. Alright, of course, want to make sure that you are positioning the shirt in a way that you don't end up creating more creases as you iron. Alright. Alright, so you see already all those creases are gone. They're gone completely. Alright, so let's get to the right side going down. Alright, so there we go. You can see the creases. They're all disappearing. That steam that's coming out gradually, it's doing its job. Alright, it's looking down to the creases at the bottom. Let's go over them a few times. It doesn't take a lot of work to get rid of these creases based on the material and the iron temperature settings that I'm using with added steam. Right? There are various ways you can iron. This is my way of ironing for this type of work suit, or work shirt rather. I could have also unbuttoned it and opened it across the iron board and done it that way, but I'm just doing it this way because of convenience. But you can essentially see the difference between the right side and the crushed up left side, right? Of course, if you have some very difficult creases, you can always increase the temperature. Alright, so moving on to the water spray nozzle. So you spray, you can use it to assist you with your ironing. Makes the creases a bit more manageable. Alright, so here we go. Nice, smooth. Now we're gonna work to the back. Just gonna fast forward this. And here we go. Finished, all smooth, almost no creases remaining. So it's a very useful iron. I'm definitely going to be using it a lot. All right, let's try another material. Here we have our wrinkled work pants. Let's get to ironing and steaming, and the wrinkles are coming right out. So this concludes my video. Just a disclosure, I'm a part of the Amazon Associate program and I do earn commissions from qualifying purchases via the links I share. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe. Thanks.